What's up, Psychonauts? So I smoked DMT again a few days ago, and this is going to be a trip report. I'm going to start at the point where I just finished taking my hits of DMT, and I put my smoking device down next to me. I'm sitting on my bed, and I lay back, close my eyes, and the trip begins. The first thing is this buzzing sensation, and I'm immediately faced with the familiar DMT headspace. It's a very vibratory feel, at least initially, and there's also this sound that you can start to focus in on, and this is what begins to happen. There's this sound, there's this buzzing, this vibration, and I start to focus in on that sound. Now, the next thing is I start to sense the presence of some entities. I don't fully see them yet, but I sense their presence and they start communicating with me. And it's not something that I hear, it's more like telepathic communication, but they start saying to me, look, come see, come look, come see what we can do. And I indulge them. I decide, yes, I'm going to come see. And so there's still the vibration feeling building up, and you focus in on that sound, and that's what transports you to hyperspace. This was my first experience where I felt that I really encountered what people call the machine elves. I know that there's other types of DMT entities that people report experiencing, but the ones that I experienced in this trip were very much in line with what machine elves are described as. These machine elves were showing me, I think they were showing me that they were making reality, which is a pretty common thread with a lot of DMT trips. And I do think that I could experience them more fully, but the way that I was experiencing them, it's almost like not even distinct entities. They're like intertwined with their environment and with the objects that they're creating. It's all just this one wobbly, interconnected hyperspace. I remember I kept saying, this is what I would say out loud. I kept saying, that's so interesting. Now, there was a sort of theme that this trip took on, and that was Alice in Wonderland. And I really felt like I was this archetypal, curious, at least in this state, childlike explorer, being led into a reality far different from my own by these mysterious entities. And yeah, I followed that. I followed that curiosity feeling, and that's what led me into the experience of whatever it is that is hyperspace, because it's really hard to define. Another thing about the experience is it's very similar to dreams, just in that it's so hard to remember once you come down. And the longer you are from the experience, the more it fades. But that was the experience. There wasn't much else to it. The main things I took back were the demeanor of these machine elf entities, being very welcoming and saying, look, come see, come look. And I remember the initial buzzing, the sound that you focus in on, and the transportation to hyperspace after that. I do believe that there's still many more stages of the experience that I could probably get into, and my next time that I do this, I want to go even further. I'm not saying that's going to be anytime soon, but I am interested in exploring it even further. It's really so subjective to your internal machinery, and I see why people can have wildly different experiences, but at the same time, there's always these common themes as well. And I had a really good experience. I think I went into it as a curious explorer, without many too many complicated intentions. I didn't try to ask them anything. I was just open to what they wanted to show me. And it was my deepest DMT experience so far. And honestly, I'm having a much better time with higher doses of DMT. I do agree with a lot of the consensus that sub-breakthrough DMT can be more uncomfortable than, higher doses, and past that breakthrough threshold, and that's a more comfortable experience. And I find that to be true. See, now I'm just like thinking about it, and I'm like, but what actually was it? What actually happened? What is it that DMT does? I still don't know what it is that DMT does, but I'm more and more convinced that it's some kind of technology, moreover than it is a drug. I mean, it's obviously a drug, but drug is such a broad category, and the experience is unlike anything else. So that concludes this trip report. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you've ever experienced the machine elves, and if this sounds like anything that you've ever experienced as well, because I love hearing about it. I plan to continue on with my journey of consciousness exploration, and I will see you all in the next video.